With the Boston Celtics facing the urgent need to clear some salary cap space this summer, the spotlight inevitably falls on one of their most talked about trade candidates, Chris Porzingis. As a player who carries a significant expiring contract, Porzingis has become a prime candidate for Boston to move this offseason. The question that naturally arises for Celtics fans and analysts alike is whether Chris Porzingis has played his last game in a Celtics uniform. It's a question worth pondering deeply as the franchise looks to navigate its financial commitments and build a roster that can contend once again in the upcoming seasons. The tension is palpable as we approach the NBA draft, the summer's major trade period, and the critical moments for reshaping the Celtics roster. Porzingis' contract is a hefty one, carrying an expiring salary of about $30 million. This fact alone makes him an attractive trade asset, especially for a team like Boston that is striving to get under the second luxury tax apron and ideally position themselves financially for the future. The luxury tax structure in the NBA imposes significant penalties on teams whose payroll exceeds certain thresholds, and the Celtics find themselves in a tough spot having committed to high salaries for their star players. Getting under that second apron is crucial because it grants a degree of financial flexibility and avoids the more punitive tax charges that could limit the team's ability to improve the roster further. In recent reports, the Houston Rockets have emerged as a new potential suitor for Porzingis. This is a fascinating development given the Rockets' own goals and struggles. Houston is in a rebuilding phase, but has a talented young core that performed admirably last season, pushing through the first round of the playoffs. Their primary goal is to capitalize on this momentum and add a significant piece that can boost their scoring, especially in the half-court offense where they have struggled. The Rockets have been linked to pursuing a high-profile trade for Kevin Durant, which makes the situation particularly interesting. The speculation around Kevin Durant's trade is widespread and intense. As the NBA draft approaches, less than a month away, rumors suggest that the Rockets could move quickly to secure Durant, who is considered one of the best offensive players in league history, particularly lethal in half-court sets. Durant's presence would address Houston's scoring woes and potentially make them a real threat in the Western Conference. Yet the deal is complicated. Durant is 36 years old and coming off injury, which raises concerns for the Rockets about whether breaking up their current roster to get him is a risk worth taking. They also must weigh the value of their draft capital, including their 10th overall pick, which Phoenix has aggressively pursued in their own attempt to land Durant. The Rockets have been fielding multiple offers, but have not yet closed a deal. And the price for Durant continues to shift as teams negotiate. This uncertainty around Houston's pursuit of Durant opens a window for other trade scenarios involving Boston and Porzingis. While Houston might be waiting for the right moment and the right price for Durant, they also need to plan for contingencies. If Durant doesn't come, or if the price is too high, adding a player like Porzingis could still fit their needs, particularly because of the Rockets' recent success with big lineups in the playoffs that relied heavily on centers like Steven Adams, who generated extra possessions and helped extend their series against Golden State. There's also talk that Adams might not return to Houston next season, which would leave a significant hole in their front court rotation. Porzingis could fill that void as a skilled big man capable of stretching the floor and providing defensive presence. His fit with the Rockets, however, is complicated. Many of Houston's players, such as Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., and the highly regarded rookie Amen Thompson, have contracts that may not align easily in a trade with the salary Porzingis commands. Matching salaries, balancing long-term team building goals make any potential deal intricate and difficult. What's clear from league chatter, as reported by Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype, is that Porzingis is widely seen as Boston's top trade candidate to trim salary for next season. This isn't exactly a shock, but it's an important confirmation of the team's direction. Boston is likely reluctant to make a straight salary dump that sacrifices key contributors, especially someone like Drew Holiday, who has been valuable for the Celtics on the court. Porzingis, while talented, carries a more manageable risk profile for other teams due to the expiring nature of his deal. meaning the Celtics could get some value back rather than simply shedding salary. If the Rockets are serious about opening discussions with Boston, the talks will revolve around how to make a deal work given each team's priorities and the financial landscape. The Celtics want to shed salary while maintaining competitiveness, and the Rockets want to add talent without mortgaging their promising young roster or overcommitting to aging veterans. In fact, there is a significant difference between trading for Holiday, a 34-year-old with a large contract and a player option in the late 30s, and trading for Porzingis, who is younger and has an expiring contract that offers flexibility in the near future. As trade ideas start to take shape, one proposed framework involves Porzingis moving to Houston along with a second-round pick, possibly the 32nd pick in the upcoming draft, which is often regarded as a borderline first-round selection in terms of potential. In return, Boston would receive players like Dillon Brooks and Aaron Holiday. Brooks is a strong wing defender who can shoot from three and score efficiently, while Holiday, though productive, may become expendable in Houston due to the team's evolving rotation and the presence of rising stars like Reed Shepherd, who is expected to take on a bigger role. The Celtics, by making this trade, will clear roughly $10 million from their salary books, helping them inch closer to the tax thresholds they are targeting. At the same time, they would receive veteran depth that could contribute immediately without compromising the team's long-term plans. However, this trade isn't a slam dunk, because Houston may be hesitant to part with a player like Brooks, who has been effective for them recently, especially without additional incentives. The draft picks involved might be enough to sweeten the deal, but the Rockets will weigh their options carefully given the value of those picks for a rebuilding team. This trade scenario is just the beginning. Multiple reports and analysts suggest that Boston is unlikely to execute a single blockbuster move to solve all their salary issues. Instead, the front office, led by Brad Stevens, who has transitioned from coach to executive, is expected to orchestrate several trades throughout the summer and possibly into the season to manage the cap space effectively. Stevens, known for his strategic mindset and calm approach, will likely be methodical and patient, working the trade market to gradually create the flexibility the Celtics need while maintaining a competitive roster. This cautious and multi-step approach reflects the complexity of Boston's current financial and roster situation. They are managing significant contracts for stars like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown while trying to maintain depth and quality on the bench. Porzingis, as an expiring contract with upside if healthy, represents a valuable asset in this balancing act. Moreover, if Boston can successfully offload Porzingis and some other contracts while acquiring younger players or draft picks in return, they position themselves well for the 2025 and 2026 seasons when Tatum returns fully healthy and the team aims to contend at the highest level again. The strategy involves playing the long game, not just making quick moves, and maintaining flexibility for future offseason maneuvers. In summary, Chris Porzingis' time with the Celtics is very much at a crossroads. His large, expiring contract makes him the centerpiece of the team's financial restructuring plans this offseason. The Houston Rockets have surfaced as a leading trade partner given their own ambitions and needs, especially if their Kevin Durant pursuit falls through. Several trade scenarios involving Porzingis have emerged, highlighting the challenge of matching salaries, balancing assets, and ensuring roster fit for both sides. While a straightforward deal may be elusive, the Celtics are expected to use Porzingis as a key piece in multiple moves aimed at reducing salary and positioning the team for sustained success. The unfolding offseason will reveal whether Porzingis plays another game in Boston Green or if his next chapter begins elsewhere. But one thing is clear, this summer will be pivotal for both Porzingis and the Celtics organization. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers are swirling around Boston as the unexpected has seemingly taken root. Joe MAZZULLA, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, might be on the verge of parting ways with the team. Though nothing official has been confirmed, sources close to the organization hinted a brewing storm behind the scenes that could lead to a dramatic coaching change. The Celtics, a franchise with a storied history and high expectations, are reportedly reevaluating their direction after a season filled with ups and downs. MAZZULLA, who stepped into the role with hopes of solidifying Boston's position among the NBA elite, has faced a roller coaster of challenges during his tenure. Despite moments of promise and flashes of brilliance from the team, inconsistencies on both ends of the court have fueled speculation that the front office may be losing confidence in his leadership. Insiders suggest that a combination of mounting pressure from fans, internal disagreements, and a failure to meet playoff aspirations could be factors contributing to this potential shakeup. The Celtics roster, stacked with talent but struggling to find a consistent identity, might be pushing management to consider a new voice on the sidelines, someone capable of harnessing the team's full potential and delivering the championship success Boston craves. Rumors hint that discussions about MAZZULLA's future have intensified in recent weeks, with the organization possibly weighing alternatives before the trade deadline or offseason. Adding to the intrigue, industry chatter points to possible candidates already being eyed to replace MAZZULLA, sparking excitement and debate among fans and analysts alike. The pressure cooker environment of Boston basketball, known for its passionate fan base and high stakes, means any coaching transition would be scrutinized intensely. For now, the Celtics remain tight-lipped, neither confirming nor denying the swirling rumors. But in a league where coaching stability often dictates the trajectory of a team's success, the possibility of Joe Mazzulla's departure marks a compelling chapter in Boston's quest for NBA glory. As the speculation grows, all eyes will be on the Celtics' next moves, both on and off the court, to see if this brewing storm results in a new era in Boston. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.